Hello everyone and welcome back to Cause Streams TV, and we are done week 7, and I have to be honest, I misled myself and all of you last week because I was so caught up in the moment and I was so excited about how well keys were going and how much IO we were getting and gear we were getting. I completely forgot that this past week was Easter and Wrastlemania weekend. So between those two things, I actually didn't end up doing as much as I wanted to do in the game, which means this week we're going to keep it short and simple, and we're just going to jump in and take a look at our vaults, do a quick review of how the characters feel, and we're just going to start off directly with the Death Knight. I'm just going to go into the game. We didn't get any upgrades on the Death Knight. He's still 67.44, but what we did do is get some IO. It wasn't a massive jump, but we did manage to get a 12 floodgate timed, and I'm going to post that video because we had quite the interesting comp. We had 2 Windwalkers, an Arms Warrior, and a Preservation Evoker, and I have not seen a lot of Pres Evokers, but this guy did very, very well. So you'll see that key going up this week for you guys to take a look at, but we did get 29 points from that, bringing us up to 2965, and I am 1 dungeon away from getting my resilience 12, meaning that my key won't drop below a 12 once I complete Theater of Pain, so I will try to target that this week. And let's jump in and open our vault. We are opening it in Unholy. We'll have the 3 raid slots and only 2 Mythic dungeon slots. Like I said, I didn't really get a chance to do a lot this week, so here it is. Let's take a look at our vault. Let's jump in. Our Mythic vault is the Crit Haste ring, not very good for us, so yeah, that's nice. Then we have Crit Haste, a back piece, but we use a crafted, so 2 raid slots kind of gone, and then the 2-handed dumpster diver. So very unfortunate for our raid slots. Let's take a look at our Mythic dungeon vaults. We have the tier shoulders, which we already have, and we also have Crit Mastery boots. Now these would be an upgrade. The problem is they're crit mastery, and we already have so much mastery that it wouldn't really be helpful. And I think I have Rick Reverb's boots. Yeah, we do have a couple other pairs we can play with, right? And honestly, like, these just, yes, they are a main stat upgrade, and we could like level them up to 678. I just don't really think they're beneficial. Let me run a couple sims and compare them to some of the feat we already have, and I'll get back to you. So I did run a quick sim and I compared it against the boots I have and one of the other ones in my bags. It looks like if I take these, it is an 18k DPS increase if I max it. So I guess, I mean, it's a significant upgrade anyway over a 649. So we're going to take the boots for now, just so we get an upgrade in our vault. We're not wasting it on a socket. Here we go. And that looks like it was just for our Ruined. So after upgrading some of our pieces, we're up to 669.44. Great spot to be on the Death Knight. We're really reaching that cap. We need some Mythic trinkets out of our vault to upgrade that. But so that's something we'll focus on this week. For the Death Knight, I do want to get that Theater of Pain 12 done. That'll give us our Resilient 12 keys, and then I'll probably push some more IO on them as well. I want to reach that 3k, and then I'm going to have to pug some raid bosses because I came an hour late, so I missed some of the heroic kills. So that's the plan on the Death Knight, nothing major. So let's just jump in and keep the train moving. Let's take a look at our next tank that got a vault and see how that's looking. Alright, next up we have the Vengeance Demon Hunter. She is 658. We did get some more IO on her as well. We're 2667. We timed our first 12 rookery. Actually timed it this time. There will be a video going up to show you guys how that key went. It was actually a fairly smooth key, and we did it at 658. So as always, DH just feels fantastic to play right now. I'm going to open it in Havoc spec because most of the trinkets I need I can get in the spec, but we should have all 3 of our vault slots, which is exciting. Oh, I lied. We only have 2, which, okay, I think I understand why, but let's take a look at what we get. We do get our Crit Mastery Mythic Track back piece, and then we also have Mythic Track hands, which we can catalyze, and they have avoidance. So that is a really good thing to actually have. So I think that's what we're going to go with. We're going to grab these hands, and then we're going to catalyze them, and then we're going to upgrade the max. So great vault for the DH. A good upgrade here. And he has a 12 floodgate. This is a key that we could time pretty easily. So yeah, that's what we're going to focus on the H this week. Definitely want to push up some more of their keys. We've got 10s across the board except for our mother load. So yeah, I do want to push up everything to at least a 10. And then let's start trying 12s. I do need some upgrades though, so I got to start farming out some crests on the Demon Hunter so that I can upgrade all my gear. And then it should be even easier to start pushing higher into the key range. So most likely the DK and the DH will be my first tanks up to 3k, but you know, 1 key at a time. Let's just start with getting the 10s, 11s, and 12s done on the DH this week as much as we can. All right, and next up, we're taking a look at the Prop Paladin. I think I only ran one key. Like I said, I didn't really have a lot of time to run a lot of keys on the Prop Paladin. I'm going to open this in Prospect, just in case we get some upgrades. But let's take a look at what they get in their vaults. Yeah, I did only run the one key, but we are getting a trinket, which, as we can see, is a significant upgrade over Swarmlord's Authority. So we're going to take that. Great upgrade for the Prop Paladin, even if it's not the greatest trinket, which I think actually this isn't bad. It's a defensive trinket. So that gives us 3 more item levels on the Prop Paladin to 643.75, and we are still sitting at 1800 IO. So we did get just under 100 IO on the Prop Paladin last week. We are starting to push into the 6-7 range, and I want to continue that journey on them as well this following week. And last up, I'm excited for this one because the Druid needs a lot of gear, but the Druid can easily start pushing into 6s and 7s. I am doing 5s, but I swear keys just feel so easy on the Druid as well. So I'm excited to actually push on him eventually, but let's take a look at what we get in our vault. Oh, I opened it in Feral. Not really that big of a deal. Crit Mastery headpiece. This is an upgrade, and now that it's Hero Track, we can go catalyze it. So, and I don't even know if I have tier on this guy yet. So let's see. What would that give us in terms of tier? We could catalyze our hands and our new headpiece. So we're going to do that and at least now have 2-piece on the Druid. So there we go, 2-piece on the Druid, and I think once we replace our neck piece, our eye level will shoot up significantly. So we'll see some more gameplay out of the Druid, and that is it for week 7. It was a very quiet week. I think we only did a total of about 15 keys, which is half of what we usually do every other week. So I am hoping that in week 8 I can push a little bit more in raid. We should be killing Sprocket. We had him at 16% last week, so we'll be going in there, hopefully killing Sprocket. I'll have a video for that for you guys, but upcoming videos, we do have the Rookery, 12 Rookery from the Demon Hunter, and also a 12 Operation Floodgate from the Death Knight. So keep an eye out on those. And just quickly, because I do this every week, I do want to give an update on our week-over-week gold increase. It was actually a pretty quiet week, and I thought we would have been something that I've mentioned with the gold collection. As long as we're making 100k per week, that will fund the second account, so I'm not paying out of pocket. It's actually being paid for with WoW tokens, and we have been successfully hitting those numbers. But again, this week, a very good week for gold. 261,843 gold in total. So I'm very happy with that. I have noticed some of my realms are just not selling. I'm reaching week 3 for one of the realms where they just either like have 1k of gold sales. So I'm going to look into moving all of the items off of that realm and trying something new. So maybe we will get some higher numbers in the coming weeks, but I'm very happy with where we're at with our gold making. And yeah, so that is it. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. I hope the vault's been good to you. I hope you're not running into some of the problems that we've heard about. Keep an eye out for those videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out, everybody.